Yo, what's good, Outlaw family? Charles Louisiana Outlaw here. And I'm gonna have to say this video is going to be a hard one to make because, well, you can already see by the title. I want to go ahead and point one thing out. If you hear a dog barking in the background, that is Sissy. She is loud for whatever reason tonight. But, let's go ahead and get on to this, shall we?
My life is completely changed now. It's been only
Now, I know this is not the same thing, but I can understand where she's coming from on her life being changed because, like, once I found out I had cancer and then I beat it, like, my life was changed. Like, like I said, it's not the same thing, but, like, it's just, like, you're different on the inside, right? Like, she doesn't have either of her feet. Me, I don't have any teeth, really any teeth. There's a lot of scar tissue that's built up on my neck. A lot of it's went down from the just like from talking and whatnot, but like it's still there. I do have issues trying to swallow food and whatnot. My drinking's gotten a lot better, like being able to swallow like water, soda, and all that. That's gotten better, but trying to swallow actual food now that could be attributed to not having teeth. But yeah,
3 days since I finished my surgery, my procedure, and I'm just in a recovery mode, and I haven't gotten back to my normal life. So not, it's I'm just still trying to accept what happened, and just trying to recover as fast as I can so I can go and see my kids. My life is completely changed now.
yeah.
I have two kids, and I live a very full, good life. I like to, hang out with friends, go out, dance, party, and now it's just because of this incident. It's
It really screwed her life up. I mean, think about it. You can't really do the things you used to, like dance, run around with your kids and everything, and be more active. Like that was taken away from her, and it sucks, but it is going to be hard or hard for her to come to terms with or cope with. Like, did this happen? This is real. And I guess a lot of people don't really understand that. It's like the same thing with like cancer survivors, right? Like asshole people never let that up. Like, oh, you've had cancer, it was from this, that, and the other, when they don't really know shit, right? So when it comes to being made fun of, like, I can understand, or not even being made fun of, but like life difficulties, what I've been through with the way I look now, like, I can understand where she's coming from.
it's it's been hard to accept that, but how and everything can change within just minutes and seconds, and I never expected that day, going out and hanging out with my friends and end up with no legs. I remember everything clearly. I We were on our boat. We had an attached 8 to 10 people raft. That's an inflatable raft, and we were probably approximately 8 people. We were all hanging out, just chilling, enjoying the sun. Um, and my friend and I, we were actually getting the raft close to the boat so we can get back on the boat and use the bathroom. Um, and we were, kind of pulling the raft back to the boat, and there was commotion and people screaming and yelling, and we didn't know what it was, and we turned around and there was a boat very close to us, and my husband was telling me, there's people down here, yelling at the captain on the other boat that ran us over. um, and and obviously I was so shocked how close that boat was, and everyone's telling me like he needs to back away from us because there's people down here. We were gonna go under his boat, and the captain just turned his engine on and at full throttle reversed and backed into us, and our raft got squished. And my friend and I got under it between the two boats. My feet started getting chopped. I felt it, and I just thought this is how I die. And I actually just
God, bro. Okay, so this is like, where do I even fucking begin? Okay, I'm gonna tell you right now. Some some people just don't need to have like a boating license or anything like that because they end up doing stupid shit. What you really should be doing is turning the engine off or at least putting it in neutral to where the propeller does not spin. This could have been avoided. Not on the lady's part, but on the other boat's part. Like, gotta have common sense, right? And you know, the one thing I see, and you guys know, obviously, you see by my username, I'm from Louisiana, and one thing I see is there's a lot of boating accidents down here. Some, like, make it to the local news, others don't. But the point of the matter is the reason why there's so many boating accidents here in Louisiana is because a lot of people like to drink on the river or on the water, right? Like they like to drink, and then the cap or the pilot captain, whatever you want to call him, he's drinking, and that's just not good for anyone, right? It can cause so many issues. Somebody could get too drunk, fall in. Just a lot of shit can happen. And actually, I think that actually happened to somebody, if I remember correctly, got sucked up into the motor and it ultimately killed him.
just, because I just thought this is it. I'm gonna die, so I didn't want to fight it, and I let my body go. So as soon as I figured that, I'm actually not chopped into pieces, um, I decided, okay, I need to get out of the water, and I started swimming back up to the water. But I was pretty deep, so it took me a little while to get up on get my head above the water. And as soon as I got my head above the water, I saw my husband. He was just like searching for me, and I'm sure he was searching for me as soon as the boats collided, um, and he just he literally locked eyes with me, and he just. But I had to, I couldn't move my feet, so I had to. I just went back down on the water, and obviously my husband saved me, and from then on, I was already feeling.
That man right there, I'm gonna tell you right now, that man is a fucking keeper. Um, the fact that he's like, oh, yeah, know what, fuck her, she's dead, probably dead, so, like, I ain't even worried about it. But no, he actually saved her, and that's what a husband or even boyfriend is supposed to do. Like, gotta put your life on the line to save somebody else's life. Now, in some cases, I may not always be like a good idea, but in a case like this, where you're trying to save your partner from drowning or bleeding out, yeah, that would be one of those cases where you should actually put your life on the line to help out your partner and get him to safety.
In the pain, and I just thought I'm not gonna survive regardless. Probably I thought, I didn't know how much part of my feet was gone. So, but I knew that there was something pretty significant amount. So I thought maybe I'll bleed to death. I mean, the worst things were happening. I was, barely holding on. I was about to faint. Um, so yeah, my husband literally saved my life. If he wasn't searching for me, he knew I went under the water on the when the incident happened right away. So he was doing when all the commotion is happening, he was only looking for me. So I'm glad he was there. Also, he was on the raft previously before a few minutes before that collision happened. Also, he could have been dead as well. We could have been injured and dead.
She brought up a very, very good point. He could have been dead as well. Like anything could have went any ways, but I'm glad that she did survive. I'm glad that I'm hoping everybody that was involved in that collision survived. And I think whoever was piloting that boat, like he needs something. Like he needs some type of repercussions because he's too incompetent to be able to drive a boat. If he's gonna think, oh well, let's go ahead and throw the bitch in reverse. That's a good fucking idea.
So I'm just glad he's okay and he's the one who saved my life. Even though I lost my legs, I could have lost my life. The fact that I
You know, that's a very good way to look at it, right? And she lost her legs, but in reality, it could have been much, much worse. She could have lost her life. And from what it seemed like in the beginning, they had, what, two kids together? So I can only imagine how the kids would have felt if their mother would have died from this idiot's negligence and not knowing how to, well, get themselves out of that predicament without actually injuring somebody. It's fucking ridiculous.
still be able to, see my kids, see my friends and family, and hug them, and have conversations about what happened, and just have a you know have my mind right. I'm not paralyzed, so there's so many things that could have gone worse. So my friends who are supporting me and seeing me and visiting me at hospitals, they could have been at a funeral. So I'm just glad that that's not the case. I have already set up a GoFundMe page for my immediate expenses for everything. Um, it's been filled with love and share and donations by my friends and family. Um, so anyone who's
You know, I'm gonna go ahead and say this, right? Like, within the day and age that we're at, right? Like, they should be able to make a prosthetic foot that's actually functional that would allow her to walk again. Like, you know how you have like prosthetic legs and whatnot that allow people to walk? You think they would be able to do that with, say, like a foot, right? Like if she's amputated, make her 2 feet, let her learn how to walk again, and then she can gain some normality back, rather than what's going on now. But we'll go ahead and see if she talks about any plans for the near future.
I guess that's the if you can donate to my GoFundMe, that would be really very greatly appreciated here. Because we're still processing things and we don't know, we're just taking it day by day.
Sad, man. That is fucking
Building your
sad.
online business?
I wonder why they call it a playpen collision though. That makes no sense. It should have been boating collision. Either way, like I can see the pain in her eyes. Like she can't really do anything like she used to now, and she'll probably be in a wheelchair for a long time. But no, somebody definitely should get on the ball and create prosthetic, functional feet that would allow people like her to walk again. So, but I hope that she does make a full recovery and that she gains some happiness back because I honestly could not, could not imagine losing both of your feet because an idiot doesn't know how to drive a boat. He was probably drunk or some shit. Or he was just that fucking incompetent. And like anyone who's been on a boat or anyone who's driven a boat knows in a situation like that your best bet is to throw it in neutral and kill the boat. Like just turn it off. And if the boater would have done that, this probably wouldn't have happened. But give me your thoughts down below on what you think of this incident or collision and what you would have done if this would have been you in the situation and you were piloting that boat. Anywho, if you guys enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell to be alerted when I upload new videos. Anyways, I'm your host, Louisiana Outlaw, and I'm signing out.